It's true. It's all true. The conspiracy theories, they're all true. It's not cap, as the kids say. Raikou and Registeel are like officially OU in Gen 3 now. Do I agree with this? Does this make sense to me? Yeah, it actually, yeah, I totally agree with it. The only thing that didn't make sense to me was how, like a month ago, Regice, Porygon 2, and Raikou were OU by technicality. I don't know what the hell that means, but that was the case. And then I was like, okay, where's Registeel in the midst of all this? And then I find out on like my last stream last night, oh, hey, David, what do you think about Registeel being OU? Huh? Who? When? Why? Where? How? So just to be clear with you, Raikou and Registeel, they're like actually OU now. They're the cream of the crop. They're the real deal. They are now official bosses in Elden Ring. They are no longer random ass watchdogs you find in those temples. I had to kill like 100 of those damn things. You know, random dragons, random knights. No, they are the real deal. They have importance in the meta and lore. Porygon 2, Regice, they're OU by technicality. Now, my theory as to why they're stuck down there in purgatory is because, like, if I'm looking for a special, all right, I'm trying to ruin someone's day. Okay, Regice is cool. But why pick Regice when I could pick the best Pokemon in the game? And then you got Porygon 2, which is pretty much a Walmart version of the best Pokemon in the game. So if I'm looking for a normal type to sponge attacks, why would I pick the Walmart version of the best Pokemon in the game when I could just pick the best Pokemon in the game? So Porygon and Regice, dude, they're like Sisyphus. They're stuck pushing that rock up that hill forever. Like, there is no saving them. But enough of them. Let's just talk about Raikou and Registeel. Who decided this? Who decided these two should be OU? Was it me? After all, I've been saying they're pretty strong. They're like the best BL Pokemon in the game. No, it wasn't me. Did anybody ever ask for my opinion? No. Yeah, it sucks. The people that decide this, they are far cooler and far more intelligent than me. It is, I have the answer for you. It was the prestigious ADV Council. They determined that because of Raikou and Registeel's consistent performance over the years on both tours and ladders, that they were deemed too savage for UUBL. And here they are now, ready to get Doug trapped. So yeah, I actually think Raikou and Registeel are OU. It should be OU. Raikou, after a Calm Mind, is literally like one of the scariest sweepers in the entire game, up there with like Suicune and like Dragonance, Tyranitar, maybe some other dudes. So I'm like looking at it right now. I'm like, God, who's good against Raikou after one Calm Mind, right? You have Aerodactyl with Earthquake. You have obviously Blissey. And then there's just a whole lot of people that are going to take a lot of damage from Raikou. I guess people thought, oh, Doug Trio, Raikou dead, Raikou BL, Raikou poo poo pee pee, he's stinky. Okay, well, with that logic, doesn't that mean like, I don't know, Breloom, Metacham, Magneton, all these guys that get one shot by Doug Trio, shouldn't they be BL as well? And Raikou's fast. Like, for somebody with that much damage, I feel like this guy shouldn't be this fast, but it is. So the only things that really outspeed it is Doug Trio and Aerodactyl. There's Jolteon, but I don't know, unless you bring Roar on Jolteon, which isn't even a real solution either. And what if it's the final Pokemon? Yeah. So Raikou, if in the right position, one of the scariest things ever. And it can make you sad, very sad. If you never played Gen 3 before, you are new to the neighborhood, you don't even know what a Pokemon is, you don't speak English, that's okay. I'll tell you right now what to do. You just bring Raikou, substitute. Sub is not a move. Substitute, Calm Mind, Thunderbolt, and then flip a coin between Hidden Power, Ice, and Grass. Boom, that's your set. Yes, there's variants like Rest, Roar, whatever. Just stick with that, and that'll clear most of the format. Yes, sometimes they have Crunch for like Celebi and Claydol. That's cool too. Whatever. The point is Thunderbolt, some other thing, and then everyone's going to run for the hills. And then there's Registeel, who is basically, as I call it, Sandstorm Snorlax. It has one of, if not just the best defensive typing in the entire game. And you can chip peel in the sand. So I've seen Registeel, people do it one of two ways. One, you have like Thunder Wave, Seismic Miss, Counter, and Explosion. You just show up, Registeel does stuff, he leaves, he has a nice day. Or the one that I use is basically an endgame Registeel. I used it on like a boom spam team. So your final Pokemon is Registeel, you're in the sand, and then you just curse. You curse, you have Amnesia, and then you can choose between Hidden Power, Steal, and Return. If you have Return, make sure you've eliminated the enemy Gengar. And then, yeah, and then you're kind of invincible. Really, basically the only way you really die is if you get crit, which it's gonna happen. I'll just tell you right now. Another way of looking at it is Registeel is kind of like Ash's Snorlax in the anime. If you didn't know, his Snorlax had like one of the best win rates because Snorlax always like defeated another Pokemon, at least one other, before it went down. That's kind of what Registeel is gonna do. It's gonna status somebody, maybe counter punch them in the face. When they get dug trapped, they'll kill them with counter, and then maybe blow up the next guy. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. So how do I think this will affect the meta? Well, probably going to be some more ground types out there because, you know, they're both weak to ground. And ground is just a good type in Gen 3. It's good offensively, no sand chip, yada, yada, yada. So probably more ground types. And then Raikou always has an issue where it's either going to have ice or grass. So you're either going to get cooked by Swampert or Flygon. So you got to pick. And then there's obviously Dugtrio. I think Dugtrio use is going to be a bit on the rise. So perhaps that could, you know, change the ecosystem more where, oh, well, now you're more inclined, you're more rewarded for using a Superman team because Dugtrio's out there to stop Raikou and Registeel now. Dragonite Salamence could be more useful, you know, after one of those, you're faster than Raikou. Tyranitar is not. And you know who we might unfortunately be seeing more of as well? I hope not, but oh God. Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl outspeeds both and hits him with Earthquake. Please, please save us, please. It's not just like high tournament play either. The usage stats are actually like backed up, right? Just regular Gen 3 OU battles. They're backed up with what I'm seeing right now. Registeel and Raikou, they were in fact last month, they were used more than Milotic. They were used more than Milotic and Cloyster. Cloyster, that doesn't surprise me. I don't know. The only thing that surprises me is how Cloyster is still OU. There's a bunch of other Pokemon getting used above Cloyster. But yeah, they're basically in like the least popular usage tier of OU. In other words, they're OU. Ultimately, I don't really think this is going to have that much of a metagame impact because, as I just told you, people were already using Raikou and Registeel. Maybe it'll go up a few percentage points, perhaps, but people have known the merits of these two guys and the two weaknesses of these two guys. So it's not like, I mean, unless somebody hops on here and is legitimately like, oh, wow, they're OU now. They must be stronger. I know. Game Freak patched the game, man. They got rid of Blissey. I'm going to play now. And I unfortunately have to rip that metaphorical band-aid off you, son. Game Freak did not patch the game. Blissey is still in the game, and Raikou and Registeel have remained untouched. They're the same exact thing for 25 years. So it like nothing changed. It's just people's opinions slightly changed. That's what happened. So that's like my 5-minute rundown, or however long this video is going to be. My whole 2 cents on the landscape of Gen 3 right now. Basically, Blissey, Aerodactyl, and Dugtrio. I don't care about Raikou and Registeel. That's what's going through my head right now. Blissey, Dugtrio, and Aerodactyl. That is where my anxiety lies, okay? So you guys can let me know your thoughts on everything going on down below. I'm going to go eat some fish. You guys have a good one. Take care.